psycho old lady. Kidnap group of teenagers and tortures them. Her reason will shock you. Enjoy. Teenager Maggie Thompson moves with her mother Erica to her Ohio hometown after Erica's husband leaves her. At her new high school, Maggie befriends Haley, Daryl, Chaz, and Andy, who immediately develops a crush on her. They convince Sue and Ma Ellington, a veterinary technician, to help them buy alcohol because they are underage. Sue anonymously reports the teenagers' activities, but they are released because of the officer's history with Andy's father, Ben. The next day, Sue invites the teenagers to drink in her basement. The next time they go, Sue has decorated her basement and lots of other teenagers show up at her house to party, making her popular among the students. However, her hospitality starts to annoy the group as she continuously harasses them to engage in various activities with her. One night, Sue sees Andy and Maggie kissing and becomes jealous, as she is in love with him, having had a crush on his father, Ben, in high school. She drugs Maggie immediately after and takes her earrings. The next morning, Maggie wakes up and notices her earrings are missing and is badly bruised and cut. Scared, Maggie tells Andy that she does not want to go to her house anymore and that she does not want him to go as well, and he agrees. One day, to earn the group's trust back, Ma meets with them to tell them that she has pancreatic cancer, which is a lie, and that is why she acts the way she does. As she is talking, Haley notices that she is wearing a bracelet that belongs to a friend of theirs. The girls suspect that Sue has been stealing their jewelry, so they go to her house to investigate. They are surprised by Jeannie, Sue's daughter from a failed marriage, who Maggie thought used a wheelchair, but she is clearly able-bodied. She warns them as Sue arrives home, and they narrowly escape. Ben shows up at Sue's job to drop off his cat and invites her out for drinks after work. Sue goes home to change and meets him at the bar, where Ben confronts Sue with a tracking device and asks her why his son has been at her house so much. Ben warns Sue to stay away from Andy, calling her pathetic. A flashback reveals that Sue, who had a crush on Ben in high school, performed fellatio on him in a closet. Once she left the closet, it turned out that she had been doing it to another boy and Ben had tricked her. Ben had gotten the entire school to witness the event, including his current girlfriend Mercedes and a young Erica, and Sue suffered devastating humiliation, which she never recovered from. An increasingly unstable Sue runs over Mercedes with her truck, killing her. She kills her boss, draws blood from Maggie's dog Louie, and lures Ben to her house, where she knocks him out. Ben wakes up trapped in her bed. Sue pumps Louie's blood into his body, slashes his wrist, and leaves him to die. Maggie tells her mother the truth about Sue and is grounded. Sue sends Maggie a picture of herself with Andy in her basement at Chaz's birthday party. Hurt that he went back to her house despite promising that he would not go back, she sneaks out of the house to confront him. When she arrives, she notices that everyone has left and that only the original group remain. She tries to get Andy to leave but soon realizes that Andy and the rest of her friends have been drugged. Maggie tries to get help and in the process finds Ben's body. As she stands there in horror, Sue renders her unconscious. Maggie awakens chained in the basement. Sue irons Chaz's stomach, sews Haley's mouth shut, and paints Daryl's face white with industrial paint, because she feels there is only room for one black person in the group, and that is her. Andy awakens, and tries to seduce Sue, as he is well aware that she is in love with him. He tries to trick her by telling her that he loves her and kisses her, but she stabs him after knowing that he is lying. An officer arrives, and when Maggie screams for help, Sue shoots the officer dead before he can react. She then gathers the four friends around the couch with her and makes Maggie take photos of them together in a crude recreation of what Sue always longed for but never had. Sue then leaves Maggie to be hanged before Jeannie intervenes. Everyone else wakes up to discover what Sue has done to them but barely have time to react as the house is on fire and need to find a way out. Erica, knowing where Maggie would be, calls her coworker Stu for help and the two save the teenagers. Sue attempts to throw Jeannie into the fire, blaming Erica for not stopping Ben from pulling the prank in school. Maggie stabs Sue, saving Jeannie. The group goes outside and asks what has happened. Sue watches them, particularly Andy, who survived the stabbing and is lying down next to Maggie. Sue walks upstairs and lies down next to Ben's body, cuddling with it as the house burns.
Please subscribe for more movie.